Hi guys, my name is Aja Chidera and I want to share a little bit of how I got to know I had chronic kidney disease, which is the kidney failing, and I've been living with it since then, 2022. Yeah. I've been working towards transplant, but the whole process of transplanting is not easy because from the finance to the donor, and so it takes a whole lot of process, and then you have to be placed on dialysis, to keep up with the body, and so you can be fit for the transplanting. Yeah. So in 2022, March, I was taken to the hospital, you know, to the A&E, and then I was admitted for chest pain and cough. Then my BP was high. So after a pipe was connected to my chest, and they drew out the fluid in my chest. You know, I went to the theater and they removed the fluid, and then I thought it was over. But then after that, I was in the recovery, like waiting to recover, and then they're trying to find out what happened. Why does this young lady? Because then I was just clocking 20 years. Why does this young lady have hypertension and all that stuff? So then I discovered that if I should eat, I'd vomit, and I couldn't eat for like 2 days, and then I was placed on what do you call it, glucose, to help me drip or to help me gain energy. So I kept complaining that I needed to eat. I was weak and tired. Then they ran some tests, and they did KFT, and they discovered that, and they discovered that my creatinine was high, my urea was high, reading about 8,000 plus. Then I didn't even know what it meant. I mean, what does a 20-year-old person talking knows about kidney and all that? So I was like, oh, okay. They said it's high. I was like, oh, really? So then that's how they're like, oh, you're gonna be placed on a treatment, and you're gonna connect to this the pipe and all that. You know, they explained it to me, and they told me that, oh, you're gonna do it like 6 times. I guess they felt it was acute. Then I did it for like 6 times, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna have to do more." It was so painful the first time. Yeah, I would lie. It was so painful. I was literally screaming, and God helped me. God saved me. So I stayed in the hospital for like almost 2 months, and then finally got discharged and went back to school. And then they said, "Oh, you'll be coming from home for dialysis." And they placed me on drugs, and I was like, woo, woo, woo. So I'm gonna be like taking these drugs till when? And they're like, oh, as in you'll be taking it. I don't know, but I just feel like it didn't explain much to me, because I don't even feel like, oh, she's too young, she won't understand. So let's just and then you know they they just told me that, okay, I just felt like I didn't understand what all this thing was about, and I didn't know. Then I went back to school. I started going from school to dialysis, and that's it. So then, so people asking me how I got to know about to go to the hospital. Now I didn't just go to the hospital on my own. I had back pain and all that. I could not sit. I could not stand. I could not sit. I could just squat. And then I was taken to the hospital by my auntie. Oh, thank you so much, auntie. So I was taken to the hospital by auntie and my cousin, and then yeah, but before then, I was visiting the hospital because I was having severe cough, and that were the symptoms I was having. I was having severe cough, and I was coughing out mixture of blood, and it was it was confusing. Now another thing was, when I woke up in the morning, my legs would be so flat. But by the time I go to school, trek from one department or from one class to another, you know, or from one place to another, I discovered that my legs starts getting swollen, like maybe I was pregnant. So then I discovered that when I'm sleeping or when I'm breathing, you'll get to hear me like breathe. When it was abnormal. But then yeah, what other signs? I felt bloated, and what other signs was having? I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all of the signs I was having concerning it.